What's good YouTube? Plus Master here. Welcome back to the channel. Shiny Ho Ho TCG. Excited to see you guys. I just got done watching Meta Bros' latest video that they came out with today, which is Thursday. Gosh dang, what day is it? The 14th, April 14th. So their video for today was number 69. And in that video, you guys, freaking Moldy Potion reveals technically like the whole deck this deck that I thought I could try and keep secret and I could take to Texas if no one heard about it, and it would just be able to dominate, not have to worry about a mirror match, nothing, just straight dominate. Today he revealed the whole deck. Basically, I would say he technically revealed the whole deck, not the exact 40 cards. And I'm going to be bringing you guys the deck list of our Shmoosicorn deck. That's right. Shmoosicorn, best deck. Okay? It's actually funny. As soon as I find another breaking meta-defining card, another meta-defining deck, this deck gets released. So I guess I can technically let go of this one. It's fine. It's not going to be surprised. It's a really good deck. Has a really good matchup against the Torrential River deck, which is awesome. And it is very similar to the Torrential River deck, which we'll get into. And I just want you guys to know, I don't have all the cards yet. They're supposed to be in here. They're on their way in the mail, which technically there's only really 3 cards I don't have in here that I think are necessary for the deck to play at the highest competitive level. But this build, how it is right now, will still just wreck the Torrential Tribute deck, still just go wreck generally anyone that you're gonna go play and stuff. Is just with those cards, you're not gonna have to like wait a turn every once in a while, you know? That's all. And those cards are just gonna be the Righteous Reckoning and the Prism Wars. So without further ado, you guys, let's get into this deck profile. And it is a super special deck list to me. Probably break down how I kind of came up and thought of it. It took a little bit to conjure up, and I'm excited that Moldy Potion came up with a similar build. We'll probably see later on what his looks like, but I'll show you guys what I got going on. Let's get it. Alright, sorry to hold you guys up for the deck profile. You're gonna have to wait probably like another 3 to 5 minutes, because there is a discussion I want to bring about the origins of the deck. Okay, so I work at a gas station, graveyard, okay? So I'm researching Metazoo for 8 hours. I've watched a majority of the YouTube videos. I've read every single card in Wilderness probably 3 times. I haven't read every single card in Metazoo. There's still a lot, and I'm finding a couple of cards that are really good every time I look into a new aura type. So I am just constantly researching, and I do that about 3 to 4 times a week. So that's a lot of hours, and when I'm not researching, I'm testing hands, I'm testing decks against other decks that I think are highly competitive. Now, before we get to the interview with Purple Elf Productions, and I gotta really remember this guy's name. I can't remember his name, but I'm sorry, man. It starts with an N, like, or an H, or an M. I want to say it's like Mason or something like that. I think it's Mason. But I'll put his name in the description. I'll put that video, a link to that video in the description of Purple Elf Productions interview with him. It's really helpful, especially if you're getting into Metazoo or getting into competitive play for any card game. I would say it should be useful. Anyway, before we get into that, the thing is that you want to consider in Metazoo right now, right, is that water has the best utility card and board wipe, which is Flood the Earth. Okay, so you want to be able to outplay or play around water, or you want to be able to mimic water. You want to be able to do the same thing. So my idea was, if I'm not going to play water, I need to play something that does something similar to water, which right now, the Torrential River card is the main water card for utility, which is going to let you do 30 damage to something every time you activate a water page, and you get to draw a card. Okay, so the Shmoosicorn deck is based off the idea of this card, of that guy saying that this card has potential and that it is going to be one of the better cards that could top. That's how this deck came about. So I wanted to instantly mimic and create a thing that would be able to do that, but go beyond, because drawing a card only does so much. If you can't use that card, it doesn't do anything for you. And if you can't use that card the next turn, it doesn't do anything for you next turn. So the idea is to get something that's going to help put pressure and do something, or have the high potential of doing something there or the next turn. Okay, so, and the card that we're replacing this with in this deck is Shmoos himself. Okay, so now the deck is built around Shmoos, and instead of drawing a card, we're getting a token. Alright, but we're missing 30 damage. This card deals 30 damage, and the Shmoos doesn't. Even though it can make things go to sleep, which is another thing that is just beast about this thing, we don't have the 30 damage. I'll tell you how we get our 30 damage. With the Unicorn. But the Unicorn heals 30 damage, which is utility. We can heal ourselves if we really want to. You can add in the exquisite stews, hurt yourself, drop a Unicorn, only take 20. Feel all fancy. But really how we're getting this off is this water to wine. Alright? This thing is going to make it so whenever someone recovers life points, they lose it instead. Alright? So we're going to be getting a Shmoos token, activating this for every Shmoos we have on board. However many. Alright? We'll get a Shmoos token. And then we'll get a Shmoos token from dropping our Unicorn. Alright? So then we'll do 30. And now we are at the same cycle as this, which is a 4-drop. Okay? Maybe we're using extra cards, but we're establishing a board while we're doing this. Okay? And it's 4-drop. So we're setting up a board early. Alright? So that's the idea. That's how these 3 cards kind of combine together to make this card. But look, all 3 of these cards only cost 3. This costs you 4. And by the time you've activated 3, you've already got payout for 2 of your cards. Sorry, my dog's barking right now. My girlfriend just got home. You already get payout for 2 of your cards. You haven't even, if you have River, which is another card now, you get payout just for activating this card. You still have to have the mana to play this card. So most likely, you're gonna get, New Year's New Beginning before you get to go off, because everyone knows that you're just sitting there waiting to go off. Like, and they'll just New Year's New beginning you. Especially if you have 7 or more cards, like, why wouldn't I do that? Like, so that's why this deck is automatically weaker. Automatically. This deck, I have a billion of all of these cards. Basically. You're gonna discard 7 to 5 cards on me? I have multiples of all of these. I don't care about losing them. You know? So it's amazing. It can really play around the water deck. And when they activate Flood the Earth, they're killing schmooze tokens. You know, you just drop a couple more schmooze, drop some unicorns, and you're like, oh, I'm back to square one. Right? Like that, you know? So that was kind of the main idea. And then the spiciness to give it the push, because if you read this, it says, double the amount of LP that potions recover until the end of this turn. Right there. And I was just like, what potions are there? There's this potion. That's a light potion. That gets you a Smooze token. That does 50 to an artifact beastie, or an artifact or a beastie, when you have water to wine. And look, it even looks like it's wine in there. So that's it just goes together, right? And this deck, the Father of Time deck, it's this. This is what it was meant to be. Just like this deck. This is the Stingray deck. Just added a couple cards. I literally did the same formula as this to this deck, basically. We're playing this instead of lightning in a bottle, you know, because we don't really care. And then this is another thing. You just make them possibly lose 175 in one turn. All right, let's get into the deck profile. I'm getting too excited showing all the cards. We'll go into the deck profile now. But I just wanted a little introduction on how the deck came about. Let's get into the actual deck profile. Sorry about that, you guys. Alright, let's get into it, you guys. And remember to think Meta Bros, think Meta Potions. He's the one that is making it. So I'm bringing you guys this list because I was going to keep this a secret. It does make it kind of sick that he, you know, kind of revealed it, because it makes it... I do want to see people play good decks going to Texas, you know. And I think this is a good deck that people are going to want to play. So it'll be interesting. I still am not positive if I'm going to take this. There are a few other decks that I'm looking at. But this is one of the top 5 for me. So, and I could even say it's probably top 3. The other 2 are just meta relevancy, if I see that they will hit the meta. So, as you can see, we're playing 6 Moose tokens here. 6 of them. And then we're going to be playing, he's going to be one of your main engines. There should be 7, I think. 7 unicorns, just because it's lucky, right? Lucky 7. 4? No, we're playing 8. So we are maxed out on the unicorns. That's good, though. So you could drop this down. I think I might either drop one of these down for the Righteous Reckoning, or I might drop down this guy and side deck this guy. If you don't know this card, he's super amazing. Basically, you can fatigue him, and you can bring back your Fountain of Youth from your cemetery or your limbo, and you can play it in Awaken, so then you can automatically use it if they've killed it earlier in the game. I do think Fountain of Youth is kind of like a finisher, especially against water. I find sometimes against water, they'll take me down to like 50 or 30 life points, and then I'll just go right back up, all the way back up. There's nothing they can do. All you have to do is kill all their beasties with this deck, and you'll win the game. Like, life points are irrelevant, I would say, with this deck, unless you're going to kill your opponent with dealing them the amount of life points. playing the max water to wine here. This is just going to be the other main card in the deck that the deck revolves around, helping you deal damage with your unicorns, helping you deal damage with your Fountain of Youth, helping you deal damage with your potions, which we have 5 of those. We'll just bust those out since they are light. And all of these cards generate Shmoos tokens. All of them. All of these, except for the Shmoos. Well, technically he does, because he's the thing that generates it. So all these cards generate Shmoos tokens. That is a fact. We have 2 bookmark because it's necessary. 1 new beginning, just because you can play New Year's New Beginning if you think water is going to be super relevant. Go ahead, main deck that. All right, I definitely support that. Ooh, whoa, geez, glad it got worse. Anyway, and then our last colorless card is going to be the Power Up Red. 4 colorless cards that are going to be generic. Power Up Red, you're just going to be able to make your Shmoos like super fat, so you can just pretty much choose what you want to put to sleep, and then he most likely won't die, or he'll kill stuff, and he'll stick around on the board a little bit. That's why Power Ups for Red's mainly there. Then I guess we'll go into Aura. Should we? I'll scoot this over a little bit. I have some room in here. So for Aura, I'm just playing the 2 Starlight Blooms, 1 Chaos Crystal, and then I'm playing 4 Light Aura and 3 Cosmic Aura, which 2 of the Cosmic Aura are going to be the Prism Aura, and then I'll just be main decking 1 Cosmic Aura. And the Chaos Crystal is just here just because you can go Shmoos double unicorn, or Shmoos unicorn, or Shmoos water to wine unicorn, or you can go double Shmoos unicorn. It just has a lot of utility, and it also is a target for itself. So people might go after this instead of going after some of your other stuff. And that might open up some plays for you later down on the road because they drain some of their resources. Sorry, I'm like not in this camera. I'm like looking because this camera looks kind of blurry. So I'm just kind of looking, but it looks fine. So yeah, the main idea is you drop your Shmoos, turn 1, right? And let's pick this up. Let's make it look clean. Clean example. Drop your Shmoos, turn 1. And that's when you start having fun. When you drop your Shmoos, turn 1. That's when you start having fun. Alright, so yeah, you drop Shmoos, turn 1. Right, so, which isn't, it's not hard. It's really, having 3 of these, it's not insane. Especially if they're Prism, oh man, it's going to be so much easier. So you drop your Shmoos, turn 1. You can't flash anything. Alright? Darn. So, say that even they do summon a beastie, right? You can summon another Shmoos here. You can flash that beastie, hopefully. Now you can swing into it and try to put it to sleep. Just like that. Look at that. And now we haven't even started. Now, what if we have an Aura effect? You know, we are just lucky enough to have an Aura effect, apparently. We drop 1. We get 2 Shmoos tokens for that. Well, you know, we haven't played Aura for turn. Why don't we play an Aura? Oh, it's a light Aura. Looks like we'll get 2 Shmoos tokens for that. Yeah, I still think I need to drop some stuff. I'm going to drop a unicorn and get 2 more Shmoos tokens. And that's what we're looking at. Just turn 2. And we're going to stand all this stuff, right? Not only can we drop more Shmooses, if they played stuff, and it's not already putting in use, we have a chance to water or wine, create 2 more Shmoos tokens, We could summon another unicorn. Sorry, I'm limited on space here. Summon another unicorn. That'll get us 2 more Shmoos tokens. And now, you know, we are just conveniently able to just drop 2 potions to kill like 1 or 2 things. That's gonna get us 4 more Shmoos tokens. And we also have not even attacked yet. So we can still try to put things to sleep. And we can deal damage to face. It's a good deck. Like, subscribe if you want to see other good decks. This wasn't going to be the first one I brought to you guys, but since it already got semi-revealed, I wanted to show you what I had going for it. Multi-potion. I'm going to probably message you guys over at Meta Bros to see if you guys, hopefully you can come check this out. I want to see your opinion on it. Oh, thank you, baby. Some food. Alright, catch me on the next one, you guys.